Hello, my warrior shamans. Welcome to another live conversation. I am very happy to have this conversation with you to get started today. Let's check in for the questions from our warrior shaman members first. And in the meantime, if you're watching this live or you're watching the recording, let me know in the comments below where you're watching this from. What country are you tuning in from? And also, think of what would make this super valuable for you. Even if you're watching the recording, you can still post your questions in the comments. I will answer them next week in our next live Q&A session as well. And that being said, let's see if we have a few questions. Trisha is saying, I'm enjoying your class. You make learning these techniques fun. I'm not going to be sharing the screen this time because last time there was a bit of lag on audio, unfortunately. So you're just going to have to trust me on this one. What is my favorite affirmation? So let's start with that because we have a few questions. One of my favorite affirmations has to be making lots of money is easy for me and my clients. Making lots of money is easy for me and my clients. And another one that I'm really starting to love is I am worthy of, and insert X amount of money. A lot of our financial issues come from a lack of worthiness. We feel like we're not good enough. We feel like we haven't proven ourselves enough to be able to receive these amounts of money. Huge block, huge block in manifestation. So when you start to convince yourself that you are worthy of this, that's when the fun comes in, right? So yeah, that's something I like to play around with. Maybe we can do a bit of channeling today and see what comes through for you. That would be fun. Here's the other question. As you look back into your experiences, they were challenging. Can you see how your relationship with yourself has changed? One lesson turns into many different avenues as we get older. So how my relationship with myself has changed. Yes, it has changed dramatically and it is continuously changing because growing up in Romania, it took us a very long time to get out of the shadow of communism. And if you think about it, any type of regime needs to sell you on you not being good enough by yourself. There's no way that people can control you if you inherently believe that you are good enough, that you are source, that you are God, that in communism, there was no God. Religion was heavily monitored and basically the party was the god. So it was very much encouraged to put your power outside of yourself, to give power to, you say power to the people, it's power to the party, rather, it's not power to the people. So that being said, a lot of parents were extremely critical because it was considered, okay, if I criticize my kid and tell him what he's doing wrong, he's going to be better. In a sense, it was true. It did help me want to perform at a high level, but it got me into a very critical way of being, and I was extremely judgmental towards myself. And as a consequence, without even realizing it, my subconscious was consistently, you're just not good enough. You're not good enough. For the longest time in my coaching career, it's like if you would have been good enough, people would be lining up to sign up with you instead of rejecting you. And that's a totally unrealistic expectation to have out of anyone. I mean, that's why you have sales and marketing. Nobody has an 100% close rate in sales. It would be insane to have this expectation out of your sales team. And yet that was the expectation I had for myself. If somebody didn't buy my service, they're like, ah, shit, feel like a total failure. So yes, my relationship with myself has changed massively and is changing, is improving. Something I heard yesterday listening to someone channel source, channel God, The question was around how do I shift to another universe? How do I manifest what I prefer? And Source's answer was love. Love what is. Love and accept yourself fully. Accept your life. Accept the experience. Accept what is happening. And love you. And that is so powerful. So I am loving myself more and more and more. I'm loving my life more and more and more. I'm loving the people in my life more and more and more. I'm loving whatever is happening, whether I prefer it or not, more and more and more. And I'm training myself more and more and more to say, thank you so much for this situation that I don't prefer. I know it's serving me. I know I manifested this. I created it to get something out of it. Mm. And I think this way of being and thinking will support you as well, massively, as it is supporting me. I didn't invent it. Source was sharing it. So might be worth trying out. Let's see. So another question that Trisha is asking is, what platform is better to use for marketing yourself on the internet? This is going to be a very, very intimate question for yourself, Trisha, because the platform that you should primarily use is the platform that you are most passionate about. I'll give you an example. I started working with a mindset and business coach, I think 4, 5 months ago. And the strategy we initially did, or we doubled down on, was Instagram. The platform we doubled down on was Instagram, because that's where she was getting most of her success, on Instagram. So we thought, hey, it's like, I understand Instagram, I can help you out with this, and it's a great platform, it's a great tool. I was like, okay, cool. Problem was, I didn't like Instagram. I didn't enjoy being there. I didn't enjoy making videos there, even though I did my best, right? I put in a lot of effort. I think like 2 or 3 months, I made content consistently for Instagram. Nothing was moving, nothing was budging, nothing. And then this channel happened. One of the videos took off in this channel. And if you're watching this live, you've probably seen one of them, or you've seen the exact video I'm talking about. And I'm like, hey, this is me. This is the platform I love. I love YouTube. And this is where I want to be. This is where I want to market. This is where I want to make my content. This is what I love. So I'm here. Yeah. So that's the only question. Do you love LinkedIn? If you love LinkedIn, that's your platform. That's your vibe. If you enjoy YouTube, if you don't know which platform you enjoy making content the most, try each one of them out for a week or 2 weeks and see which one. Ideally, you want to have the best combination between attracting the right people. Usually, you want to ask yourself, okay, the people that I'm targeting, where did they spend their time? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on YouTube? Are they on Facebook? Where are they? And then let's say you narrow it down to 3 platforms or 2. Let's say YouTube and Facebook. Test out the 2. Which one do you actually enjoy more, right? Because if you're passionate about the thing, if you're having fun with the thing, people will feel it. They'll notice you having fun. And they will be enjoying you enjoying yourself. This is making sense. Let me know, guys, if this is making sense right now. Beautiful. Yeah, and I think we're done with the questions. So that being said, let me see if something is coming through for you right now. Actually, before we wrap it up, let me tune in and let's see. Yes. The topic that is coming through is the topic of greatness, of your own personal power, your own personal greatness. And around the fact that so many humans are afraid of their own personal power, their own personal greatness. And that largely comes from the ego. The ego is afraid to die, hence it puts up tremendous resistance, tremendous blocks to you accepting your power, accepting that you are an infinite being, and that everything that is happening right now in the moment is your own personal creation, that you are arranging matter, atoms, molecules into this design, into this painting that you are living moment by moment by moment by moment. It is you, it is all you. However, this higher perspective requires the ego to take a back seat, and the ego is terrified that if it will take a back seat, that you will eventually forget about this specific energy that has been with you your whole life. It doesn't want to die, in other words. This is where the aspect of coming in, of introducing more love into your life, of infusing your life with love. Because what the ego desires more than anything else in the world is love. Under the illusion that it is external love that the ego is requiring, wherein in fact the ego, without even knowing it, requires your love. Because it is the person that your ego knows the best. It is the person that it is tied to. It is the person it is feeding off of, the entity, the energetic entity it is feeding off of to exist in a symbiotic relationship. However, allowing the ego to experience more love, more acceptance from you right now in this moment, it will give the ego the assurance that it is loved, that it can trust this journey that you are on, and that it will not die, that you will not kill your ego. To know that it will still exist, to understand its utility in having a human experience, its utility, its role in your journey of ascension in this physical experience. It will feel more important, more loved, more accepted by you. So when we say love and accept what is, that includes the ego. That includes whatever condition you are right now living in, because that is a mirror of your ego. So by loving your surroundings, whatever they may look like, you are indirectly loving the ego, and it starts to trust you more. It starts to trust source more. It starts to feel comfortable with this idea that it is not separate, that it can live also in unity, that there is a place for the ego. And this dichotomy of being one with all, and yet also experiencing separation. It starts to be on the same journey you're on. It starts to become your ally in this journey. So love yourself, love your full self. The good, the bad, the ugly. Whatever you call good, bad, and ugly, turn into I love you, I love you, I love you. And life's going to be more fun. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, this was fun. I'm happy we didn't wrap up before doing this. I hope you had fun too. Let me know. Beautiful. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being one of the warrior shamans. And have a blessed, beautiful, loving week. You are more than enough, and you are worthy of whatever your heart desires. See you.